ceremony was held today to dedicate a set of bridges on Interstate 77 to Mercer County's only Medal of Honor recipient, Junior Spurrier. Spurrier held the rank of Staff Sergeant in the Army and was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions in World War II. Spurrier's sister and other family members attended today's event, which was held at the West Virginia Division of Highways District 10 headquarters. Spurrier's sister traveled from Vienna, West Virginia, and remembers her older brother as a jokester, adding she's in the process of having a book written about her brother's life.
I think it's awesome. I just can't believe that it's happening now. It's really sad, but I'm so thankful this happened today, and I thank everybody so much. The state of West Virginia, I love it.
Some of Junior Spurrier's medals, including his Medal of Honor award, are currently on display at the Those Who Served War Museum in Princeton.